probably the worst individual I've ever had the displeasure of ever being associated with.
They hate what I stand for. Most of these homosexuals in the media scared to death of me. You're not scared. I have no interest in being relatable. I have an interest in being biblical. Stephen A. He's fraudulent. He's lying about his college basketball career. In 4th grade, got held back because they thought he was retarded. If I catch you at an NBA Finals playing solitaire, I think you're gay and don't like basketball.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That's very aggressive.
A hard coat, knock upon your front door. When your ass attack like cancer, burn your condo down. Let my pin drop, don't hear sound.
And straight like that, we back, man. We back in it for this second part, getting into this Cam Newton, Jason Whitlock. And Jason Whitlock is about to reveal his thoughts on the one Stephen A. He's not a person I hold in high regard either. But like I say, a broken clock is right twice a day. And so this is the opportunity for someone that I despise to say something that I agree with. And away we go.
I'll be remiss if I didn't ask this question straight up. And you can do with it how you deem. What is it between you and Stephen A. Smith?
Look, and I got to be respectful. You work with Stephen A. And so
this has
I
nothing.
Don't want to go.
Listen. Look, you said you gonna keep it at $1.
A thousand.
Keep it at $1,000 now. At the end of the day, I'm cordial with Stephen A. Smith just like I'm cordial with anybody else. It shouldn't come with a filter preface with it, and it's not to say that I'm about to sit there, hey, I got you. No, it's just a simple question.
Your word. This is nasty content work, I can already just tell you. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I saw a comment today from Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark said, hey, he didn't put no address on it. You dig what I'm saying? But he was like, it's messy to have your friends op on your show to talk shit about him, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of looked around, I'm like, oh, he talking about this, you know what I mean? And so the way that, the wit face is like, all right, man, I'm gonna try to keep it, you know what I mean, just PC. Cam like, no, bro, come on, give me that content, we need the clicks, that my boy, Stephen A, you my boy. But I'm finna let him get off on you, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't mind him getting off on Stephen A, but I see what Ryan kind of saying, because this is content brain from Cam, you know what I mean? He should have just been slick enough to let him answer the way he answered and then ask some follow-up questions that take him deeper down into the pause. You dig what I'm saying?
Where's your statement? What is it up
Look,
with
man,
you and Stephen A?
I've done the homework on Stephen A. He's fraudulent. He's lying about his college basketball career. He's admitted he's lying about his college basketball career. If I sat in the media space for 20 years telling everybody, I played for Big House Games and I got a full ride scholarship after knocking down 17 straight three-pointers in a scrimmage on a Sunday when they played a game on Saturday and they hosted a scrimmage on Sunday and I knocked down 17 straight three-pointers and they gave me a scholarship on the spot. Anybody familiar with HBCUs? Anybody familiar with Winston-Salem State and how little money Winston-Salem State has and had back then? They're not giving out scholarships on the spot to anybody. It's all a lie. And I've done the homework. And he runs around.
Now, I don't know what kind of homework he done, but I tend to think the opposite. A place like Winston-Salem University doesn't have a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? And so they would be prone to give out a scholarship on the spot to go on and get you to come to their school. I remember all the little basketball stars from my class. They all went to the local college. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he got a good point, but this is Jason Whitlock. He ain't right just yet. You dig what I'm saying? Maybe I gave him too much credit. You dig? But, well, as far as the crazy story about the 17 threes, it's like, bro, who would even, Dog, you can. It's easy to sniff out a lie, bro. Cause niggas can't. They won't tell regular lies. Cause to them, a regular lie sound like a lie. Like, nah, bro, it's so stupid how they so dumb. Like, nah, at least say 17 threes. Matter of fact, I was listening to sidebar. I was listening to a little podcast earlier. Some white guy, man. He's got a pod where he invites prior criminals on, and they tell how they used to be good criminals and all this here. And he had the cat on, what they call him, the green-eyed bandit, what have you, Jeremy Weeks, one of them. Y'all know the dude, the light-skinned dude, man. Back some years, he had got banged up, went to jail, and his mug shot went out there, went viral, and a lot of chicks was, going crazy about him and all that. He got out, and I think he got a modeling gig and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I forget for which fashion house or what have you, but he was on there, and in the first part of the interview, Cuz was like, man, I was terrorizing shit since I was like 8 years old. He told a story that he said his dad, the day that his dad got out, man, I'm about to look into it. Cuz said the day that his dad got out of prison, he came to the house looking for them. He was just going to take them and leave, just going to kidnap them. But he get to the house and they not there. So dad goes to her homegirl house because he knew homegirl would know where they are. Homegirl wouldn't tell where they moved to. Unbeknownst to him, they had just moved upstairs of homegirl's apartment. But homegirl wouldn't tell where they were, so dad killed homegirl and went back to the pen. This is the story he started out with. So Cuz said, it's 7, 8 years old, I was terrorizing shit. He said, man, I went to jail one time, 7, 8 years old, and dude was like, for what? Nigga, you don't go to jail at 7, 8 years old, bro. Like, what are you even talking about? Because he went to jail for this. He say somebody had sprayed him with water hose early in the day. So what he did, he said, I'm going to take the water activities even further. Look, Cuz at 7, 8 years old, say, he didn't even say how he got them. He say he went and put a bunch of water moccasins in the man's car. Nigga, I had to go away from the video. If I like, niggas can't tell regular lies, bro. You telling me at 7, 8 years old. Water moccasins are highly poisonous. Snakes do not hang in packs. So you telling me through the course of the day, you just drop your hand down the same fishing hole and film it and fishing out another water moccasin? Or you caught 5 of them at a time? You ain't get bit by now water moccasin. You just went and opened this dude car door, put him in there. Then he said the police watched him just take all of these snakes out of the car because they was afraid. But his 7-year-old brave ass, like, nigga, get out of here, bro. You can tell a regular lie, bro. You put dubs on it and it immediately becomes obvious that you capped out. You understand me?
And he runs around with these former teammates. There's some dude named Gary Stevens that, if you go back and look at the newspaper articles like I did, Gary Stevens was some 6'3" guard. The Gary Stevens that Stephen A. runs around with is some 5'9" midget who played basketball up in New York for some school called Old Westbury. They're running around taking flights and posting Instagram photos. Yeah, we're Winston-Salem State teammates. It's all a lie. It's fraudulent. Everybody has seen someone like Stephen A. Smith who in 4th grade, by his own admission, got held back because they thought he was retarded. When he was in 11th grade, his counselor laughed at the thought of him going to college. And again, someone like me that's a journalist that followed, we're the same age. We came up together.
All right, half slow Stephen A. I'm going to just jump in. The thing about, how I hate when I hear niggas say, man, my teacher told me in the 8th grade I was never gonna be. Nigga, ain't no teacher told you that, man. Shut up, bruh. It has happened, sure. But niggas be I hear that story too many times. Bro, ain't no teacher told you that, bro. You dig what I'm saying? That is grounds to go and get our had them fired. It'll be a whole thing. You dig what I'm saying? Man, bro, I came up to be a millionaire, man, That's how I know everybody can do it, man. Anybody can do it, anybody get to be who I am. when I was in the 6th grade. My history teacher asked a question about, well, what about slavery or something? And she said, you know what, little Percy? This is why you are never going to be anything ever in life. At 10 years old, I don't give a damn the next 50 years, you ain't going to never do nothing good. Ain't nobody told you that, bro. Get out of here, man.
I know how fraudulent he was as a sports writer and how they had to rewrite everything that he did. And to see him passed off as the face of sports journalism and the top of the profession, Cat Williams already done told you what that was about. They all get installed. Bob Iger and the $20 million a year that they give this guy to be a puppet and the standard for sports journalism. It's a joke. And I know I know it factually. He knows it factually. So none of his teammates, his alleged teammates, they won't talk on the record because I've tried to interview virtually all of them. They won't address it. Winston State.
This nigga got Candace Owens' brain. He trying to interview everybody. He done did the deep dive research. It's all a lie. Stephen A. is a woman. That's what he finna say, bro. Like, he got Candace Owens' brain. You dig what I'm saying? But I wonder, is it dawning on him as he looks up into the diaspora right now? I wonder if it's dawning on him that this is, in fact, exactly what you do. The fact that, I guess Stephen A. is regarded as the top in the journalist world. I don't think that's a thing, but he's most certainly one of the most visible. You dig what I'm saying? He got a big contract. He's kind of like the stalwart, you know what I mean? The anchor, if you will, over there at ESPN. So, you know, but he's also the guy that'll tell you he figured out the lick to the game. The trick to the game is to wake up every morning thinking of a way to make your bosses more money, and then the trickle-down effect will occur where you get money. So he is a nickel startup toy for hire. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, I wonder if it's dawning on Jason Whitlock that the set you're sitting on right now that is, furnished by the Blaze. You know what Glenn Beck and them be talking about. Even though, they rhetoric towards black folks has calmed down, because I think they starting to understand that we ain't their problem. And then they don't even want these problems if we was their problem. But I wonder if it's dawning on him that, that's the reason that you say what you're saying in the position you in is because, bro, you're installed. You dig what I'm saying?
What was Mama Roseboro that he had on TV pretending like she was his college professor? She was some sort of secretary in the president's office. I could go on and on and on. He's doesn't know sports, doesn't follow sports. You're at the NBA finals playing solitaire. NBA finals. That would be, if you caught me at a strip club playing solitaire, you would think I was gay and didn't like women. If I kept...
Nigga, I think you're those things without any other context. I'm just saying. But my nigga, come on, bro. I saw that little picture of somebody looking. First of all, get you some business, whoever taking pictures over my shoulder. But who knows at what point, and maybe the background of the game, it might have been at the crucial time. Who gives a damn, bro? He could go and rewatch the replay if it's something he missed. Yeah, it's not a stretch of the imagination to think that someone can multitask. Solitaire is a game that you play at your own pace. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we cut it down the middle. I have no likes for Stephen A. nor Jason Whitlock, but we just gonna call them spades. You dig what I'm saying? It's not a stretch of the imagination that you can multitask and have a game of self-playing solitaire, self-moving solitaire, or man, how you wanna look at it? Solitaire game and be looking up and glancing at the game, bro. You dig what I'm saying? This is not a stretch of the imagination. And the people that made a big deal out of that, along with Jason Whitlock right now, sound stupid.
I catch you at an NBA finals playing solitaire, I think you're gay and don't like basketball.
How is he gay? Because he's one.
Like, God,
come on, bro.
God,
come on, bro. You push it. Come on.
So I got you think Stephen
That's
A.
your takeaway
Smith
from
is
what I just said. Your takeaway is you think I didn't say
I understand what you're
he
saying.
was gay. I just said he got 2 kids. I'm not saying that, but he don't like sports. He's playing solitaire at the NBA final. I know y'all collect a check with him, and I know the idolatry issues, and we have this whole thing because someone has a bunch of money. We think they're smart, or we think there's someone worthy of respect. Having a bunch of money don't mean anything in a world this corrupt.
I think
it tends to indicate that you're willing to be corrupt, you're willing to be compromised.
So I'll say this, right?
You got to be. I know. This might be the episode. This might be the time, bro, when Jason Whitlock goes back and watches his performance, bro. If he doesn't recognize that he's describing himself, you dig what I'm saying? He tried to call Cam them like, nigga, y'all worship Stephen A. Smith. Man, Cam probably got more bread than Stephen A. You dig what I'm saying? No, I don't watch First Take. You know what I'm saying? I don't look like a vertical move, but who knows what it's doing for Cam and all of that. And like I said, Stephen A. is a guy that thinks just like what Jason Whitlock said, thinks because he's got a lot of money that he's smart. And I've spoken to him plenty of times on how that's prevalent in the culture. No one thinks Stephen A. is smart, though. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that Cam is, defending Stephen A. because he thinks that he has such great takes on sports and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's, again, bro, it boils down to Jason Whitlock having a problem with everything black. So it's like y'all just idolize him because he's a black man with money. Y'all let him run around. Why y'all don't listen to me like that? You dig what I'm saying? That's his whole thing, bro. It's just that he's a black guy here doing too much black stuff sounding black, and it ain't me.
As long as Bob Iger, Disney is giving me the opportunity to expand my platform, I don't feel a way like you feel. They've been unbelievable to me.
Don't ask me. Ask Cat Williams. Cat Williams is the one that told you how this game operates. Blame Cat Williams. He told you how to get installed. And a lot of it has to do with bending over. Period. End of story.
That's aggressive. Yeah. That's very aggressive.
You asked, Cam. I sat here and said,
that is your take.
Damn, Stephen A. What is going on, my nigga? Like, Stephen A. This man said you got to bend over. Now, I don't listen now. I ain't gonna put no words in nobody's mouth, but the man sound like the man said that you have to be involved in some man action. Golly. Now, Cam, I ain't gonna hold you now. Cam made a dangerous comment just then. I just told you there are clips available that Stephen A. says he wakes up in the morning and he thinks of a way to make his bosses more money, and it would trickle down to him. Yeah, he a mercenary. It don't matter what it is. Go out here and talk crazy about Jasmine Crockett? Yes, I will. You understand what I'm saying? So for Cam, talking about as long as Bob Iger and Disney, because from what I understand, Disney is owned by one of Trump buddies these days. They just bought up a bunch of shit. So Cam said, long as they giving me the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I'm on. It sound like you ready to just make your bosses some more money, bro. Just like, come on, my nigga. Like, don't, bruh. But Cam gonna hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Cam went to New England with the dreads and all that, and ain't care nothing about what them folk were talking about. He be on First Take still looking like he look. So I gotta believe Cam will hold it down before he get bent over. Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's true. You're right. That is true. That's your opinion. You're right. That is your opinion. You are absolutely right, Mr. Whitlock. Who am I to tell you you're wrong or right? But with working with Stephen A. Smith, right, and I see how people attack him, I think he is the peak of the spear in sports journalism, whether we want to agree with it or not. How he got there is his story to tell. I'm not sitting up here insinuating that there was any type of illegitimacy to him just working hard, paying his time to be.
Think he made 17 straight threes?
I don't know if he did.
But what does that have to do with his sports takes?
Going back to the tattoos.
It has a lot to do when your whole persona is based off of.
Well, Peggy, I don't know what you trying to prove or say, but his sports takes are equally as horrible as the 17 straight three-pointer lie. Let's just be clear. You know what I'm saying? Zero the drip, let's get to that. They have nothing to do with each other. Just because you can't talk, I mean you can't shoot. But they are equally as horrible. You dig what I'm saying? Let's make sure we understand that.
Off of, hey, I was a former college basketball player. That's why I know the NBA, blah, blah, blah. He's built an entire brand around being a basketball guru because I played at Winston-Salem State under Big House Gaines. Trust me, if you found out I never played football at Ball State, it would undermine my credibility because that has been part of my brand.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, bro, and that is, listen, my nigga. There are countless people out here that have never played sports that are coaches and analysts and all of that. You don't have to be on the field to know, especially if you've been around it so long. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a bad take. Now, there's a lot of people out here that hadn't played sports that have very strong opinions, but they seem to be skewed. That's why people get on them. But if you just calling sports for how you calling sports, man, there's a lot of people that's out here existing in that realm. And just, every day it'd be a cool regular day. They just talk sports and, maybe have a hot take or something. But it's like they're respected. People don't pull their card fresh out the gate. Oh, you what, D1 starter? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't undermine it. If you were out here giving crazy takes and we understand that you never touched the field, yeah, that'd be different. But a lot of people you can talk sports, bro. You can be around it. You dig what I'm saying?
No, that was my main thing about it. It's like, even where he is now, do you discredit all of the success? Like you said, man, I did 20 years writing and building my career to be where I am now. And my biggest thing is too, is like, as you talk about Stephen A., you once was in that space, right? On mainstream media. Like, what was your turn and your change for you not to be in it as of right now? Because let me slow down. A day and a time in a life, you were that. You were, I guess, on the rise to try to be a face of a brand on mainstream media. So as you talk about Stephen A., that was my head scratcher, is like, what's your change of events? What's your change of heart now?
What transpired was my faith walk went from 0 to 180. That I got humbled in 2013, 14, parts of 15, the second time I went back to ESPN and got under attack by the Alphabet Mafia. The LGBTQIA plus BLM Alphabet Mafia attacked me. They attacked me. And it humbled me, and it made me think, I got to get right with God. And if I can't be somewhere where I can talk about God while talking about sports, while talking about anything, I need to start my own deal where I can talk about things that are not supposed to be talked about. The fact that the world.
Now, interesting segue, interesting question that just occurred to me in my mind. He said he was under attack by the alphabet community, people of the alternative lifestyle, because of some of his comments, right? It sparked up a question in my mind, because I know the other day, a guy by the name of La Russell, some woke rapper guy, what have you, from out of California, he put out a song in which called Heaven Sent. And along with Kanye West and various other individuals, he went in to say that Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, Adolf Hitler were all heaven sent. You know, this woke rapper, rich rapper, I'm important guy syndrome that seems to hit them all. You dig what I'm saying? So I say, well, so basically he was saying we're all God's children. You dig what I'm saying? Well, what would the God that he walks with, what would he say about the way Jason speaks and acts towards his children? Would Jason say, no, they came from another God? See, it'd be a lot of things coming to my head, bro, when these folks are always throwing religion out. It's so many contradictory opinions in their stance book, man. It just always occurs to me to question it.
Caters to the alphabet mafia is something that I wanted to be able to talk about. You can't do it on ESPN or Fox Sports. That's a no-no because they have to answer to the alphabet mafia. I don't want to answer to the alphabet mafia. And so I have decided that I've made enough money that I want to start my own thing. And if I never get any richer, and even if I get poor, I don't care.
Man, this man has not started anything. He works for the Blaze, bro. That's Glenn Beck's outfit. Glenn Beck is regarded, on the lines with like a Sean Hannity, brother. He's, and they host some of the stupidest. I saw Adam Sosnick on Piers Morgan today. And oh my God, bro, just the fact that they have people listening to them is so embarrassing. So, it's countless individuals out there, man, that are on in this game, like I said, through other means, and the likes of a Glenn Beck. These, over the time characters. They don't even get invited onto these shows. You dig what I'm saying? They just look over them, and so that's who he works for. So, he was installed. He has not started his own thing. He didn't leave ESPN because he got so guapped up. He finna start a network. They got your ass up out of. They fired you, and the only person that would give you a shot from after that was Glenn Beck and the Blaze. You dig what I'm saying? Let's be clear about it, man. But yeah, it's a lot of hot takes in this thing, man. But at the end of the day, bro, it's still I think, Stephen A is widely not liked because he thinks he's so smart. He has a lot of hot takes, but you know that he obviously does it for ratings and all of that. We don't take him serious in the culture, even though I think he thinks that we do. But I think at the root of it, Jason Whitlock thinks that, the type of black guy that he is, bro, the way that he with such a clean cut appearance and such an agreement with the other side of the spectrum and what they think and their take on things from the culture, the way that he cozies up to there and thinks in the same way, and he wanted to be like Mike Stroker and all, you feel me? He thinks that he's supposed to be the one everybody listen to, the one that walks with God. But there, the one that walk with God gets shunned out here. Man, get out of here, bro. You and Stephen A are in the same category in the manner of speaking. You dig what I'm saying? But that's what I had to say about that, man. We'll find us something else. And until the end, it's been straight like that. I'm out.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. The Jack Travis, Lord Dungeon Dragon, spit that flame. Raise whole cities, your building can't.